Drogon destroyed the ultimate symbol of power in Westeros on the series finale of Game of Thrones. In the episode The Iron Throne, Daenerys' madness, coupled with her further ambitions to, quote, liberate the rest of the world, is eventually enough to force Jon's hand. In a talk with Tyrion, Jon brings up the quote, "Love is the death of duty," a quote spoken to him by Maester Aemon long ago. A quote that can be taken two ways. That his love for Daenerys is the death of his duty to the realm, as many have mentioned since the episode aired, or that his love for his sisters and brother are the death of his duty to his queen, as it was the mention of them that Tyrion used to implore that Jon end Daenerys' life. Either way, or as I suspect, taken in both ways, Jon makes one more plea to Daenerys before realizing that nothing he says will calm her bloody ambitions, and so he plunges his dagger into her heart. In this moment, we hear Drogon make a pained roar as he flies from outside the throne room to land within its now roofless structure. Drogon is distraught, gently poking at and nudging Daenerys with his snout, and eventually accepting her death with rage and sorrow. At multiple points in his bellowing and bursts of flame, Drogon glances at, scowls at, and considers Jon Snow. Eventually, he rears back, seemingly to end the King of the North's life, but instead, he drowns the Iron Throne in his fire, melting it into a metallic floor mat. He once again considers Jon, before gently picking up Daenerys' body with his taloned foot and flying east, away from the capital. Immediately after this scene aired, speculation began about why he did it. Why does Drogon even understand the importance of a throne as a symbol of power? Why didn't he kill Jon? What were his motivations and intentions? Eventually, most settled on Drogon being intelligent enough to know what the throne was, even if not the full extent of it as a symbol. Personally, I maintain that dragons are intelligent, perhaps more so than humans. That concept doesn't come from nowhere. It has been referenced several times over the course of both the show and the books. It is why Tyrion was able to calm Rhaegal and Viserion and Meereen, allowing him to remove their collars, showing that at the very least they are more intelligent than mere beasts. With all of that being said, I do not think that Drogon spared Jon purely out of high reasoning, nor, at the other end of the spectrum, that he burned the throne out of spite. I believe that Drogon melted the throne out of sorrow, and spared Jon because, in a sense, as the last Targaryen, he was also the last of Drogon's family. Daenerys' quest for the throne took her from security and love to a land where she was welcomed as a foreign invader. As a result of his mother's need to sit the throne, Drogon lost not only his mom, but his siblings. As such, I feel that Drogon's choice was made with emotional intelligence, rather than with logic or wisdom. So then, where did Drogon go afterwards? Many have speculated over Dragonstone and the runes of Valyria, which both make sense. Valyria seems the most likely, as Drogon had visited the runes once before when he briefly ran away from home. There is a third option, however, that also fits, that matches with my argument of emotional intelligence, in a different way than Valyria or Dragonstone. He could have taken her to Meereen, the seat of power where she had found the love of the people, a place where she would be put to rest with honor and compassion, rather than discarded as an overcome threat. Thank you for watching. Tune in later this week to our podcast, The Weekly Set, for a full discussion and breakdown of the episode. Until then, Valor Morghulis.